Everybody, welcome back to Chicken Fried Growth, where go-to-market, AI, and the Deep South collide. I'm your host, David York. I'm here with my co-host, Sara Moseley.
Hey, y'all.
And we have got a great episode for you. We are going to talk about something that many of you may or may not have experienced, the magic of Buc-ees.
It is a magic.
And yes, and why branding has become cool again in the age of artificial intelligence. But first, we've got to talk about Buc-ees. So if you are from the South, you have heard about Buc-ees. If you are from the North, you have probably visited a Buc-ees if you've been to the South.
Yeah.
If you have not, I should say that you need to drop what you're doing and get there as fast as you can. Yes, like you really should go right now. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200.
Yeah.
Go get yourself to a Buc-ees. Sara, can you explain to the listeners what Buc-ees is?
Buc-ees is everything you could ever want on your road trip. And I literally do mean everything. I mean, they have got clothes, they've got housewares, they've got food, snacks. And as I was telling David earlier, probably the most important thing, especially for us ladies, they have got bathroom doors that go all the way to the floor. So nobody is going to come in on you or see you when you're trying to take care of business.
That's a great summary. I appreciate that was a very specific summary. At a high level, Buc-ees is a gas station.
But the greatest gas station ever.
It is the greatest gas station. And I don't know the square footage of Buc-ees, but I swear they're like 20,000 square feet or something. Like, they are the largest gas stations you will ever encounter. And they have a massive convenience store attached to them that has, as Sara mentioned, housewares. Yeah. They have their own wall of candy that is all their own branded candy that you can choose from. We can talk about some of the specifics there. They have fresh brisket and barbecue. They have all kinds of fresh food that they make. They have their own sodas. They have their own line of sodas that are in their soda machines. And then they do have, as they are known for, the cleanest bathrooms on the face of the earth.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Yeah. And even men's bathroom is like
not gross.
Immaculate. Yeah. It's as immaculate as a men's bathroom.
You're right.
Probably not as immaculate as the women, but it probably is pretty good.
You're not going to eat the brisket in there, but you could.
Yeah, exactly. So there's two things that I get every time I go to Buc-ees when we go to road trips. And one is cherry sours, those little red sour candies. And the other one is I think they're like candied warm nuts.
Oh, yeah.
So they have like cashews or pecans, and they have them like in the little warmer. And they give you like a little thing. It's like a little cone looking thing, and you come out, and those are kind of the two things that I personally go for.
Right.
And then my wife is a complete and utter fan of their sausage biscuit. So if you haven't had that, it's actually pretty damn good.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. And then of course they do have brisket sandwiches, which are, I mean, look, for in the world of convenience store food, it's pretty top notch.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of a food snob in a lot of ways. And so the fact that I'm like, this convenience store food is kind of good.
It's the Michelin star rated convenience store food of all other convenience stores.
Yeah, it is. It really is. Yeah. And so again, when you walk in, I mean, it's like a small it's like a small supermarket when you walk in there. And the other thing about Buc-ees that you'll appreciate is they do have a mascot, which is a beaver.
Buc-ee Beaver.
Buc-ee Beaver. And if you're lucky, you show up and the mascot is literally like there, like you went to Disney World,
Yep.
and there's a character. You
Look,
have
meet Buc-ee.
Buc-ee the Beaver. Buc-ee Beaver might be standing there next to the checkout.
Yeah, he can be there. Because I was gonna say last year, my sister, who is 64, wanted to go to Buc-ee's for her birthday. I was like, where do you want to go for your birthday? And I'm thinking, we'll go to Huntsville and eat somewhere lovely and nice. Let's go to Buc-ee's. And I'm like, well, Buc-ee's it is. So we went to Buc-ee's and got her a brisket sandwich and, all the fixings. And then the thing that we like to get is the Buc-ee Bakery. They have all the little chocolate pound cakes, and those
Nice.
ridiculously delicious. Also, I totally stand by their Rice Krispie treats.
Okay, well,
Don't make good ones. They make good ones.
I'm a fan of Rice Krispie treats, so I'm gonna have to add that to my list next time I go.
They bedazzle theirs, so there'll be a layer of chocolate and then some sprinkles on it. And normally I'm a tourist, but no, this is worth it, 100%.
Okay, all right.
I'll order from my friend in California. So
And so here's how funny, and here like Buc-ee's it has kind of a bit of a cult following. I believe it's originally Texas formed. We have a lot of them here. We have them probably like let's say every 100 miles on the highway, 100, 200 miles. So like if I go to Dallas to Houston or Dallas to Austin, those are about 4-hour trips. There's usually like two Buc-ees on the way. So I could literally not have to stop at any other convenience store but Buc-ee's. And again, to your point, because the cleanliness of, if you need to take a little rest stop, that's the place you want to go.
yes.
I mean, and I want to say they have probably like 100 gas pumps out front. I mean, they're that large.
Yeah.
A regular gas station is like maybe 10 or 12 gas pumps. Buc-ee's has about 100 gas pumps out front. It is not insignificant. And usually when they build a Buc-ee's, they name the road like Buc-ee's Way or Buc-ee's Drive. At least they do in Texas. And so the exit literally is like exit here for Buc-ee's Drive. So exactly where you're going when you get off of that exit. Like there's pretty much, that's the whole situation going on that road.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
It is remarkable. I actually was listening to ESPN on the radio one time, and they were literally having an entire conversation on the radio about Buc-ee's, getting into the weeds of it and the depths of it. And I think one of the gentlemen that was on at that time is from Texas, so he just kind of had that natural affinity for it. But
yeah,
there is a Buc-ee's on the way. So my family and I, we will go down and drive down to the Florida Panhandle every few years, and there's a Buc-ee's right before you hit the turnoff for Orange Beach in Alabama, and that, I will say, is the busiest, craziest Buc-ee's. I've walked in there, and I will swear to God, there is like 200 people inside that convenience store at a time. It is crazy how many people are actually there.
100%.
Sometimes we skip it because we look at the parking lot, we're like, there is no way on earth that we're going to go into that place. As much as we want to, we were like, we can't.
So the Buc-ee's in Athens, Alabama, which is on the way, is between Florence and Huntsville. It's like that almost all the time too. Like it's so popular that it is just like, yeah, I mean, there are hundreds of people in there all the time. It's crazy. And they've got the massive row too of all the EV chargers and stuff. So, I mean, if you have an electric car, they're ready for you.
I'm telling you, Buc-ee's caters to all people. It's all walks of life. Yeah. They do not discriminate against you in any way, shape, or form. If you have an EV, if you have a diesel truck,
that's right.
Exactly. Buc-ee's has got your back. If you want massive amounts of sugar, if you want brisket, if you want some handmade craft,
that you can
hang inside your Southern kitchen.
Something pretty.
It got that. If you want, they have like tents. They have like inner tubes that you pull behind your like Buc-ees shaped inner tubes that you pull behind your boat.
Yes.
I mean, they have everything there.
Who doesn't?
They do have a whole entire clothing section.
Yes.
So it's and yeah, exactly, and a lot of shirts with the beaver on them. Buc-ee the Beaver on them.
You kind of have that. Actually,
And they do have a specific delicacy that they call beaver nuggets.
yeah.
And I don't know what those things are made of, but they're like a puffed corn type of thing, and they might have like a little caramel flavor on them. I don't know. I think they come in multiple flavors.
Yeah.
I've had them once or twice. I'm not like a big beaver nugget person, but it's a
peanut butter Captain Crunch.
okay. All right, that's a good comparison. All right, yeah, kind of puffy, and have a coating of some
corn syrup. High fructose corn syrup.
Yes. Yeah. Well, yeah. If it's in the South, it's gonna have high fructose corn syrup on it. All right. So let's shift gears. But so Buc-ee's is a good segue, because the one thing that Buc-ee's has done a great job at is building like massive brand affinity. Like the fact that we're having a whole conversation about Buc-ee's shows you how successful they've been at building this brand affinity. And if you are in the South and you're on a road trip, their billboards just have their logo, their little beaver character logo, and they're just like black with white text over them. I mean, they you know what it is, and they built this. And I think part of it's like the experience, part of it's the size, just the scale of everything. Great customer service. You hardly ever wait in a long line because they have tons of registers. There's just they have done a lot of good things. Here's another fun fact: they pay their employees like really, really well. If you go to a Buc-ee's, usually they'll have like a hiring thing outside, like a little stand that shows like, here's how much money you make. They pay people really, really well. I mean, we're talking like $25 an hour and up to work in a convenience store, basically.
You know, they're making cajillions of dollars every day at that store. It's ka-ching. So good for them. I love that.
Yeah, but they're kind of following a model that creates this really, really strong brand affinity, right? I don't think that they don't put that hiring numbers out front to showcase to everybody how well they pay their employees too, because like you just responded to that, like, good for them. You're like, oh, I like Buc-ee's even more because they actually pay people a living wage.
I know. I love Buc-ee's, and now you're in a deeper spot in my heart. Yeah,
exactly. So they've done a great job from a brand perspective, and they're a great example of that. And so what I want to talk about a little bit is how brand is becoming kind of this great insulator, a bit of a moat, as people would refer to it as, in the age of AI. And primarily because AI is starting to commoditize more and more things.
Right.
It's making content, not great content. We'll clarify. It's making content, air quotes, easier to produce at a mass scale.
Right.
It's giving you the ability to do better communications, more personalized communication. So you're not going to get a bonus point for having a better written email that has more personalization to it, because AI can help companies do that at scale, and it's relatively good at those types of tasks.
I can see it, yeah.
So when all of those types of things become commoditized and that playing field is really leveled,
everything's very similar.
Now we got to think about what are the things that are making companies stand out. And brand, while I feel like maybe the 90s, 2000s, 2010s, like brand was big.
Oh, huge.
Back in the ad age, right? 60s, like that was you go back and think about Mad Men and all that. Like brand was king
Was
back in the day. And then we got into this digital world and we went through this phase, right, where everything was digitized and digital and advertising and targeting and all of the data driven type of stuff that was taking place.
Yes.
And so brand kind of became kind of second fiddle, especially in the B2B world, kind of became second fiddle to demand.
Yes.
Brand was kind of trumped by demand. And so you had demand generation and all those types of things. But now, because of the commoditization of that,
Right.
and now people are just spamming the hell out of everybody with content and emails and everything else, brand is kind of having its comeback, if you will. I think it has been for a little while, but now people are really starting to recognize the value of that.
Yeah.
As we're kind of going through this sea change.
I think it's a desire to connect with something distinctive. So I think it's like as humans, we want to connect with things that we instantly recognize that are stable, that represent something to us that we can lock onto. And I think that's part of the reason why brand has come around, because there is, like you said, like an amalgamation of all this content that's happening, and there's a homogeny to it where everything has a sameness. And so you better have a distinct brand, because otherwise, what's the difference? You want people to be able to see, recognize, and choose you. So yeah, for sure.
Well, and I think what's interesting about it too is when you think about AI content, I think we talked about this once before.
Yeah.
Humans have an intricate ability to spot AI generated content for the most part.
Yeah.
And I was looking at a study, or maybe it was just a poll that somebody had put on, is like, when you figure out content is written by AI, what do you do? And it was like, stop reading, go to the end, think about it differently. It had like 4 options, and I'm not doing a good job at giving you those options. But the majority of people in that poll overwhelmingly said, I stop reading.
Yeah.
And so when you're thinking about all of this content that is generated by AI, one of the things that people are kind of defaulting back to is this idea of trust, authenticity, human connection, storytelling. And so brand is kind of like it's like the messenger for, or the way that we get those types of emotions into people's hearts and minds.
Yeah.
Is through brand, right? Like you have brands that you trust. You have brands that you feel are being authentic. You have brand, like Costco is a great example. Like their whole stand about the $1.50 hot dog,
Right.
like they endeared themselves to so many people from a trust and an authenticity standpoint by something as simple as the price of a hot dog.
Sure.
But it created like an indelible mark in people's brains.
Yeah.
And they saw traffic increase because of it. They were seeing increase in store over store traffic whenever they were, having these, taking these stands that we're not going to raise the price of a hot dog. Again, something relatively simple and really not meaningful to anything, but it was just the principle that they stood on. And so I think that, brand is kind of like the conduit for trust, authenticity, human connection, right? All of those types of feelings that we're latching on to right now more than ever.
Yeah, it's that persona, and yes, definitely to your point, it's something stable that you can you can attach yourself to. And I think there's something in that too, because there's a lot of instability with all of the AI stuff. And I think being able to latch onto something and be like, okay, this is something that I know, I trust, they're always transparent with me. It gives you that security. It gives you that permission to believe. It gives you that permission to continue to buy. And that's
Yeah, I like that. I like that too. And what I'll say, piggyback onto that, is the reverse can also be true.
yeah,
That if you, for example, lean too hard into trying to have AI do everything,
yeah,
or like you can do real reputational damage to your brand
yeah,
and really have major negative impacts to your brand very quickly
yes,
if you're not careful. The technology, while it's revolutionary and powerful and is going to give us so many opportunities to optimize and do better with our customer experience,
yeah,
if we're not careful and we don't put the proper guardrails in place and we don't really kind of treat it with kid gloves early on, we could potentially do more harm than good. And so I think it is. I think there's an interesting, when brand becomes more valuable and more important, we have to care for it
oh yeah,
more valuably, right? Because I think 20 years ago, people were like, people didn't think about brand as much. It was like, yeah, whatever. But now that we're realizing, oh no, this has a bigger impact than anyone has ever been realizing,
yeah.
right? Then I think it's we have to really, really care for it and treat it well.
Yeah, there's so much equity in your brand, and like you were saying, if you don't treat it well, and if you aren't very conscientious about how you're using AI and how you're creating a balance between using AI and humans, yeah, exactly. You can 100% scare some people off, lose some customers that you shouldn't have, just based on the fact that they don't feel like they're having an authentic experience with you. And that is huge. That's a major buzzword. It has been for the last few years. It keeps coming up as, like the word of the year, it's authentic. And I'm like, when did the word of the last year? But and that to me represents what people are craving. They're craving security, authenticity, transparency, all those things that are like, okay, this is real. I can trust in this. Which is not to say you can't use AI to create these situations, but you definitely need to be meticulous and thoughtful in how you do it and intentional.
Yeah, agree. All right. So with that, we will wrap for the day. Thank you for joining us, and go to Buc-ee's. You need to go to Buc-ee's. If you haven't gone, you need to experience it, and then feel free to report back to us if your life was radically changed, because I truly believe it probably will be.
I feel like it will be too.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, everybody.
Bye.